I welcome you to this video on the 10 steps to a successful retirement, and I'm making this video on behalf of retirementtransformation.com. So if you want to find out how you can do those steps in an easy way to make your retirement a successful retirement, then keep watching this video. So step number one, we're going to share every single step here. These are high level steps. You need to learn more and more about retirement planning. You need to understand various aspects, and most of the information what you're looking for is already there at retirementtransformation.com. So feel free, go there, check it out and learn every single aspect. And the good thing is majority of the information over there is for free. So it doesn't cost you even a single penny. So coming back, this step number one is develop your retirement vision. Everything is driven by your vision. If you decided the way you want your retirement, then you're working towards it. You're making sure every single means are coordinated to support your vision. So do you know what's your retirement vision? You may or you may not know about that, and that's fine, because you can get the help at retirementtransformation.com and start developing all your retirement vision, various aspects, because it's not only one thing, it's multiple things, and you can get the help over there, and based on that help you can do it yourself. Here is the step number two, which is identify your retirement income needs. How much money you need. So how do you do that? You need to define your retirement needs first, as well as your wants. And how do you define that? You define the retirement lifestyle first. What do you really want from your retirement? And you need to put that list into two buckets. One is needs, the another one is wants, based on the retirement income. That would basically make sure that what's the reality and what's a wish list here. Step number three is identify your guaranteed and other retirement income. Remember I talked about the your retirement income needs. Now needs should always be supported by the guaranteed retirement income, and wants you can support based on the variable retirement income. That means if your variable retirement income goes up, you can have more and more retirement wants satisfied. If it's not enough, then in that case you can cut down your retirement wants, but at least you're not suffering on the retirement needs side. So you need to assess if your retirement needs and wants can be met by your retirement income or not. A basic step. This is the step number 4, where you update your risk profile, because as you age, as your lifestyle changes, as your situation in life changes, your risk profile also changes. So that's the reason why you need to keep looking at your retirement planning every year. You need to keep refreshing it every year so that you incorporate the reality and make it more meaningful for your life. And keep in mind, this is an important step, because if you don't do this, you cannot manage your investment properly. If your risk tolerance goes up, you can go for aggressive growth. If your risk tolerance goes down, you need to play it safe. So you need to keep checking, and then based on that you need to keep adjusting your investment profile. Step number 5, manage your taxes efficiently. Some people are very good. They understand taxes properly, but not everybody does that. That's why I always say that take the advice of professionals, and based on that modify your portfolio and make sure you make your income more and more tax efficient. Step number 6 is assess your current health and insurance needs. If you're very healthy, your partner is very healthy, and you don't see any issues coming, doesn't mean that you don't want insurance. Maybe your insurance will be very, very cheap at that time if you take the insurance. It simply means you need to analyze and you need to assess and see when you should buy your health insurance. Or if you're not a very risky individual, you might go for lower health insurance, or even you can go for lower amount on the life insurance, or even you can go for higher amount on the life insurance, but even then your cost might be less because you're not at risk. So you need to assess all of that, and based on that you can define what's you need. Step number 7, assess yours as well as your partner's longevity risk. That means based on your profile as well as your fathers, your grandpas, you have the family history. You know, if everybody in your family had cancer, then the chances of uh, yourself and even further generation having cancer goes up because that's in your genes. God forbid that should not happen to you, but at least based on that information, you know that you have high risk over there. So your longevity risk is that are you going to live your life to 70s, 80s, 90s, hundreds? What's the expected lifespan you're thinking of? Or you do see here based on your family history and your health profile. So you know all of that. Based on that, you can assess and define how long you would be living during your retirement. That's a very crucial information. There's no rocket science. Use your judgment, use your knowledge. Based on that, you arrive at that number. Define your financial legacy plan. This is step number 8. What does it mean? This means how much money you want to leave for your kids or grandkids. Choice is yours. Based on that, it will help you to find out how much money and what kind of investments you really have to go after. Step number 9, have you got the right documentation in place? What does it mean? It means, do you have will? Do you have power of attorney, living will? You need to have all of these documents in place. If you don't, you might be at risk of not leaving your wealth for your kids and for your grandkids. So you better be make sure this documentation is in place, and then based on that, then if anything happens to you, then at least your partner or your family members can take care of your wealth. And last but not the least, this step number 10 is don't forget to share your legacy plan with your family members. Communicate to your family so that they know about it. They know where it is kept, which lawyer does have that document. Or if you're keeping in a safe locker, then at least they know where is that locker. I want to share here the story of a lady called Lynn Hammer. Now, if some of you might correlate with this, but this is just to give you a reality check here. That she survived cancer in 40s. She got widowed in 50s. And then after that, she lived in her home until the age of 91. Based on what we talked about earlier on the longevity risk, you might say I had cancer, this and that, and now I'm going to live only up to 70. That may not be the case. Because of the medical advancements, your lifespan is still could be longer. She never lived in any senior home. She never took the step of going to assisted living care. She never had any surgery except for throat cancer. She owned her home for 40 years. She never touched her savings because she had planned it nicely. Her husband had planned it everything properly because she got the help from Medicap and Medicare because she was living in US. And she left the world, she had absolutely no debt. This is called perfect retirement, or I should say almost perfect retirement. So this is just a snapshot of sharing with you that you need to plan it properly. If you plan it properly, all of this, you could be living until the age of 90, you could be living until the age of 100. So, and you could be happily living in your own home without anybody's help. All of that is possible. You just need to challenge yourself. You just need to make sure you do plan and you do take care of yourself. So if you like this video and then you saying, wow, this is good information, I need more of this kind of information, go ahead, check it out at retirementtransformation.com/blog. You'll get tons and tons and tons of free retirement information over there. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead, check it out and take the benefit of it.